Hello there. Welcome to another Starfield video. Today we're going to be taking a look at another subscriber build. This is Ifalcon's Bird of Prey, a really cool ship. And it's also quite an interesting ship because both this ship and the previous ship I uploaded, should be yesterday, Tarkon's take on a Corellian Corvette. They both kind of popped up at the same time in the shipbuilder, and I thought it was quite interesting because you've got one person that was kind of giving their take on a Star Wars vessel, and then you've got another person giving their take on a Star Trek vessel. So as the name suggests, this is Falcon's Bird of Prey. Now, I don't know too much about Star Trek, but I know that the Bird of Prey is the Romulans. It's not the... Oh, is it the Klingons? Oh, no, I think it's the Klingons. No, it's the Klingons. Yeah, it's the Klingons. For all the Star Trek fans out there screaming, I do apologize. I kind of grew up on Star Wars more than Star Trek, and by grew up, I grew up on the prequels. So, yeah, do with that information what you want. But yeah, so it's a really cool ship, and I really like the kind of the layout of it. It definitely it's a unique looking ship in game, but it's something that like is kind of plausible. You know, like it doesn't use a whole lot of merge techniques, so it's definitely something I can kind of see some like kind of builder coming up with in game. So it's got those weapons on the winglets, which is really cool. So if we take a look at the stats, it's got a fuel of 420. Well, hey, no. Mantis in the comments is like, you know, fist bump into that. No, I'm joking. It's got a hull of 1510, which not too bad, and by not too bad I mean really good. It's got a cargo capacity of 740 base and 380 shielded. It's got a 40 C-class reactor, 40 power, crew of 8, 30 jump range, 1600 shields, 66. So it's got 2 sets of particles and an EM. So it's got some, I believe there's some C-class particles in those little kind of winglets on those weapon mounts at the front, the sides, and then we've got some EMs. You can just see them sticking out of those shroud pieces, and then we've got the obliterators mounted on top. So this was another kind of expensive ship to build. If you plan on building it, it's going to set you back probably around like 800-900k. I'm really glad I figured out how to use console commands on my laptop to transfer money to my Xbox. So yeah, let's go take a look at it. So it's a really cool vessel, as you can see. This is one of the things, so like it is Klingon, isn't it? I'm not even sure it's the Klingons that have these sort of birds of prey. But this is kind of like, when you kind of think of science fiction combat vessels, usually people tend to think like of these kind of Klingon kind of like, almost like birds basically, like, you know, the fighters. Because like when you think of Star Wars, like you don't really, aside from the Star Destroyer, which is, you know, iconic, there's a lot of, you know, some people may think of different ships. Like for me, I think of the Venators and the Acclamators and all the kind of the prequel stuff. But this design is quite popular in sci-fi lore and shipbuilding. The idea of kind of mimicking a bird, basically. You've got these really cool kind of like sleekness to it, which again is something that kind of, I don't know too much about the Klingons, but I know that in space, aerodynamics means absolutely bugger all. So clearly when factions make use of these kind of more streamlined vessels, I'm assuming a lot of the time it's just for looks. Now obviously in some games, like say for instance in games like Elite Dangerous, where certain planets have atmospheres, it does help having aerodynamics. But anyway, we move. So we start off here, we have a Stroud Eklund living quarters, all in one berth. And off to the side, we have another Stroud Eklund. Oh no, please don't tell me I built this arseways. Okay, yeah, I do apologize, Falcon. I want to say that when you sent me the pictures, I can't remember if you told me the layout. You might have, but much like in the other video I was talking about with Tarkon's ship, Binary purged both channels prematurely because I basically told him the wrong thing and he got confused. So I do apologize if the layout is arseways. I want to say it's not, though, because there's other pieces we can check in a second. So obviously over here we have, like I said, we have these ones. And then if we head forward, we have the Deimos Bridge. Is that all there is on this vessel? Is there only... Okay, no, there is. Okay, that's interesting. So there is only 3. So I definitely made a mistake. I do apologize. It's got that really cool Deimos bridge, though. I really like this. You got your pilot seat and your co-pilot seat. Only thing I would say is this is clearly meant to be a combat bridge, hence the fact you've got the navigation console. I wish there was more kind of like control panels for your like crew stations, because you've got all these chairs, and while they do have little control panels, they kind of seem more like just jump seats for like a security force, or like, you know, like if you have extra people on board. Like I would have liked if like instead of having these, if there was like actual like, you know, like seating like with computers and stuff. But anyway, so we're gonna take this bad boy up into space. Yeah, personally, when it comes to like the kind of the layout of like space vessels, I tend to prefer the kind of the Halo style or like the Expanse style, where generally you've got an engine and then the gun and then the armor's kind of strapped around it. And generally speaking, they tend to be very much like a kind of a cuboid, or sometimes like a kind of a diamond shape. But that's just me. I can still appreciate like the kind of the sleekness of these more kind of like bird-like vessels. If Starfield gave us the ability to land on planets and like attack, like not land, we can land planets, like attack on planets and do bombing runs and stuff, seeing this ship kind of like skirt down would be like pretty amazing. So as always, I have a perk that increases my power by 5. So we're gonna take a look at the weapons now. We got our particles, primary particles, secondary particles, and our EMs, which is very nice. This thing clearly shreds. We got a base speed of, I believe it's going to be 130, yeah, because we're using C-Class engines. Boost speed is probably going to cap out around 450. Yeah, 450, not too bad. Agility, it's quite agile. It makes use of a little bit of merging. Primarily it merges because those engines, you can fit like, I think 6 of them all together, so he merged 2 inside. Anyway, we're going to head out to the plant now, and I will show you how to build it. Alright, so we've got the ship split into 3 sections. So one little quiet anecdote. I don't blame you, Falcon, but I kind of do deep down. So when I was building this ship, it was actually not too long after the new update came out. And this ship requires a lot of different parts from different manufacturers. And my game crashed 3 times building this ship, and the autosave just failed to function. And again, I don't know if it's because like recently I've been kind of basically transferring like saves, so that like on the Starfield on Xbox, you like your saves are stored in the cloud, and you can basically kind of like download those saves onto the Microsoft Store version. And I've been kind of going back and forth. Now, I don't think that's what's causing it, but I'm not sure. But either way, my autosave has been really finicky. But yeah, I had to build this 3 times, and by the 3rd time, I was able to build it with my eyes closed. Anyway, so at the top here, we have our Deimos all-in-one berth 2x1. This is supposed to be a captain's quarters. I remember this now. I do apologize. On these, Falcon, you could yell at me in the comments, tell me what these are supposed to be. There's also supposed to be a window up here. That's supposed to be the perfect. So yeah, so we have this is a captain's quarters. We've got the 100 DP slim docker. And then for weapons, so the way this is kind of laid out here, I'll just show you. So we've got the 200 cm ballast shielded cargo holes on each side. They give 190, like so. And then we have mounted on Horizon weapon mounts. We've got 4 of the 6 Vanguard Obliterator auto projectors, A-class, 3899 range, 6.65 fire rate, 11 hull and shield damage, and 2 max power. And then, obviously, we've got these 2 pieces, these Hope Tech Cap A, that are kind of snapped beside it. And then for the structural pieces, like I was saying, we have the these 2 Vanguard, or these Horizon weapon mounts. We've got the, we've got the porthole top. We have the Nova Cowling 2 LTF, which you can notice here. This is actually where the shield is hidden underneath this. And then we have 2 of these Nova radiator tops. So I'm just going to really quickly kind of show you how it goes together. So we grab all this. So this basically slots here like so. Now, it's, because of using these little window pieces, you have to basically duplicate like that. So, these window pieces, I'm assuming it's to prevent the kind of the drop off. I'm gonna just show you. That snaps there, and then what you want to do is you don't want to snap the bottom one just yet. Looks like that, and then we obviously have. Gonna really quickly snap these. All snap here like so, and then obviously the shield generator is there. But before we place our shield generator, we place these two bad boys. They sit right there. And then you've got your shield generator there, which is the Assurance SG 1800 shield generator from Sextant. C-Class 12 power, 1600. And then you just snap this bad boy in and you do the simple flip. And then finally, for these pieces, so these just snap in nice and willy-nilly, but you have to do the little kind of the technique with them. So before we place these, we then will duplicate. Press Y to duplicate the obliterators down like so. And then you're just going to basically flip them like so until they go back to that. The exact thing the other side. Let me show you. The exact thing the other side. You just basically flip it until it gets back to that. And then you snap your last two onto it like so. And then at the back here we have the same piece, but it's just a different style. You can swap these. Anyway, let me just remove these so I can show you the rest of the vessel. Let me just delete these for now. Yeah, I do apologize, Falcon. I've clearly, there's some errors. Anyway, so middle of the vessel, we have 3 of these demos, all in one berth. I'm not even sure they're not supposed to be all in one berth. And then at the back here, we've got 4 of these SAL 6830 engines from Slate Aerospace, C-Class, 2 power, 1800 engine thrust, and 8800 maneuvering thrust. So we've got 4 of these mounted here. We've 6 altogether, which I'll show you in a minute how to merge. And then we have the J52 Gamma Grav Drive from Reladyne, C-Class, 11 power, 50 jump thrust, which gives 30 light years in the current configuration. And then we have our shield generator, like I called out. We've got 3 of these Hope Tech spine pieces. And then we have, let me actually delete these. And then we have the DS 40.2 Ares Bridge from Deimos, 360 cargo, a crew station. Now the fuel tanks are hidden inside these compartments, so basically all you want to do is you snap them in there like so. And then these just simply flip forward and back like that, and there's your fuel. And there, so we've got 2 of these H10 Atlas tanks that give 210 each. For the other structural pieces, we have just these 2 Stroud Cap A's there and there. And then we have 4 of these Tayo side caps, 2 port, 2 starboard. Again, you put these in first, and then you snap this back. And then on the bottom of the vessel, we have our 120 LD landing bay from Deimos. We have weapon-wise, so we've done some merging here. So I'm going to move this. So we have 2 of these Nova weapon points, mounts from Nova Galactic, and they're mounting 2 PB-175 auto helion beams from Ballistic Solutions Incorporated, B-Class, 3899 range, 6 fire rate, 19 hold and shield damage, and 3 power. So, mounted on top of them, which I will get 1 second. Let me move this piece for the moment. So that we have... Perfect, like that. So we have these Hope Tech thrusters here. And basically all you're doing is you're going to kind of, like, you're duplicating it down. Which I've showed you before how you can duplicate. You basically just highlight the piece, highlight it, and then it'll either go up or it'll go down. In this situation, it goes up. Now, I don't have enough to do it, but you would just do it until it duplicates down. And then in doing so, it merges in with the piece. Let me put these back real quick just so I can show you. In doing so, it merges with the piece. And it gives a cool aesthetic. It makes it look like it's got some missile pods. And then for the other, our third weapon, we've got 2 Tatsu 501 EM suppressors from Shinigami, C-Class, 1040 range, 0.8 fire rate, 108 electro damage, and 6 shields. And they're mounted on Horizon weapon mounts. Or not Horizon, some Tayo and equipment plates. And then we have the 120 LD landing bay from Deimos. We've got 2 more of the engines here, which I'll show you how to merge in a second. We've got the Pinch 8C reactor from Xi'an, C-Class, 40 power, 1350 reactor hull. And then for the landing gear, we've got 4 NG-20 landing gear from Nova Galactic. They're merged inside one another. So you basically, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And then for structural pieces, we've got 2 Deimos Belly 4s, 2 Stroud Cap A's. They're flipped outside like so. And then we've got 2 of the weapon mounts. We've got 2 Nova Cowlings 2L. We've got a starboard and a port one. And then we've got 2 Nova Cowlings PMs. And then that's pretty much it. And I'm going to put the ship back together and show you. So for the engine merge, as you can see, I'm going to delete all these other pieces real quick. So basically, the easiest way to merge the engine is you basically have like so. And we're going to get a Deimos weapon mount. And all you're going to want to do is you want to highlight one and duplicate it. And you want to basically duplicate it up. See, it's in the perfect spot now like that. And then the one on top, you're going to highlight and you're going to duplicate it so it drops down. Whoops. Let me do that again. Like so. Perfect. Now we have 2 engines in here, and you would do the same thing on the other side. Basically, there's 2 engines on the outer ones, and then obviously the inside ones, there's just 1. Now you'll notice we have the grav drive and the Relodyne grav drive and the Pinch reactor together. So once again, you're going to basically do the same thing. We're just going to kind of drop these down on top of one another. So we're going to put this here, and then it's just a simple, you just highlight the grav drive, and then it drops down like that, and then you do it one more time, and then it's nice. Oh, whoops! And then it's nice and merged. Very nice. And that way you're saving space. And then finally, with these Nova Galactic, the NG landing gear, I'm gonna really quickly just delete them all. So what you want to do is you want to get a... So you want... Let me show you. We gotta drop this down a little bit. So like so. And then that snaps like that. So then what you want to do is, so we've got the one in the initial spot. Now we just need to kind of duplicate it so that it jumps up. And just like that, there we go, it's in. So we have 2 inside there, and you would do that for the exact same side. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Really cool build, Falcon. I really like it. The fact that, like I said, it had to build it 3 times. Like, when I sleep, I dream of this ship. And, like, going to the various manufacturers to find them. But yeah, so thank you, Falcon, for submitting the ship. Let me know what mistakes I make, because I know there's supposed to be... I want to say one of them's supposed to be an armory, and one of them's supposed to be an infirmary, but yeah, and a control station, but I do apologize. Let me know in the comments what I made a mistake on. And as always, if you guys have any questions for Falcon, or if you just want to kind of praise the ship, don't forget to comment. Also, if you do want to submit ships... we have a Discord you can join. The link is in my YouTube bio. You can join, and then you can submit ships through there. And it's not just for submitting ships. We also kind of talk about things Starfield. We have channels dedicated to shipbuilding, channels dedicated to theory crafting when it comes to legendaries and perks. We've got pretty much anything you want to talk about Starfield, and even talking about like non-Starfield stuff. We talk a lot about space and stuff, because a lot of us kind of in there, that's kind of our passion. But yeah. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this sort of content, and check out some of my other videos. Bye-bye.